is Wednesday, the 25th of June 1947, and the St. Louis Browns are visiting the Philadelphia Athletics. This episode is a new approach to telling the history of America's favourite game. Just as radio stations would recreate baseball games from ticker tape messages, we can research this classic game and present it to you as if you were listening to the radio in 1947. Information was sourced from several sites and records, including retrosheet.org and sportsreference.com. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, this is our story of the game.
And thanks to the news team there, bringing you tomorrow's newspaper headlines to your ears today. Ewan Spence here on a rather balmy night at Shibe Park as we get ready for Game 2 in a two-game series between the St. Louis Browns and the Philadelphia Athletic. The advantage is going to the St. Louis Browns, who put 12 past the Phillies last night with only 3 in reply, so they will be looking to seal the series tonight. And the Phillies will be doing their best to split the series. And with the league standings, both teams are going to be looking to climb up from where they are. St. Louis are sitting there at the bottom of the American League on a 23-24. The Athletic riding high, 6 games back in third place at a 500 record. 29 in the win column, 29 in the loss column. Right, okay, we'll just check down. We've got a little bit of time before we get first pitch underway, so let's take a moment to look through the batting lineup of the St. Louis Browns. Opening up is going to be their third baseman, Bob Dillinger. Second there is going to be Ray Coleman, the right fielder for the Browns, and third will be the left fielder, Jeff Heath. You've got to put a little bit of power in at number 4 is its shortstop Vern Stevens, the 8 times All-Star. Number 5 is first baseman Jerry White, and number 6 in the order is going to be Al Zarilla. Closing out 7, 8, 9 is going to be Billy Hitchcock at 7 in from second base. Catcher Jake Early, who's, we'll talk a little bit more about Jake's experience and how it might be useful tonight later on, but right now he will be batting 8th, and closing out will be the Browns pitcher Fred Sanford in the number 9 spot. Defense-wise, if we have a look at the Philadelphia Athletics, across the top, your left, center, right is going to be Barney McCoskey in left, Sam Chapman in center, and Elmer Vallo out there in right field. Eddie Juice takes the shortstop position, and your Ted Rogers 3-2-1 across the middle. Hank Majeski, Pete Suter, and Dick Adams is going to be 3, 2, and 1. Buddy Rosar is going to be catching, and Dick Fowler is going to be up there ready to throw the ball down, hopefully past the batters and into Buddy Rosar's hand. Umpires for tonight, playing umpire is going to be Eddie Hurley over in first, Cal Hubbard second is going to be Charlie Berry, and Hal Weaver is over there on third base. We're getting close now. I think we've just got the indicating 2 more warm-up pitches indicated by Eddie Hurley to Dick Fowler. As we said there, it is second game in the series. The Browns are up 1. The Athletic do have the advantage in the head-to-head. 5 wins to the Athletic, 3 wins to the Browns so far in the series. Last warm-up pitch has been made, so everybody get your watches out, get ready, and our game is going to be just getting underway. A step back there from Dick Fowler off the mound. He is going to be facing a 1-2-3 of Bob Dillinger, Ray Coleman, and Jeff Heath. And Dick Fowler is going to step up, throw down first, and it's going to be hit there. It's going to go straight over the shortstop, picked up. Eddie Juice, comfortable throw over to Dick Adams at first, and that is going to be in time. So there we are, 1 pitch, 1 away on that one, and it is a fast start there as we go from shortstop Eddie Juice over to Dick Adams. And with that, one of the 307 batting of Bob Dillinger is sent back to the bench. Rookie Ray Coleman is coming in now. And Fowler will just be taking a moment to decide where we're going with this one. Pitches down, swing and a miss there. And Ray Coleman falls behind in count 0-1. Fowler's just confident already and is ready to throw one more down. And there we go. And it's going to be ball to the outside down, floats away, so count goes equal low, 1-1. And just a little bit of moment of thought there, shaking off the one page. It's an unusual one. Fowler doesn't have a huge number of pitches in his repertoire here, and that's going to be fouled off and goes over the right hand side of the stands. And he's got the same, picks up the new ball there. It's going to be a 1-2 count on that one. Takes a breath there. 1-2 comes down, hits smartly, goes back straight into its glove over to first base. Fowler to Adams. And there's 2 away there. Slight bounce just in front of the mound, but Fowler ready to get that one and over to Adams at first. So we are 2 up and 2 down so far. Jeff Heath steps in now. A wily veteran here. 299 for the season so far, but if we look back last year, 27 home runs, 85 RBI, but it's 2 outs so far with no one here in the top of the first. Fowler goes down for ball 1. Bunny Rosar getting that one there. That's going to the inside as well. Touch unpredictable here. Given the delights of Fowler liking that knuckleball of his. And once more, and that's hit there, and he's going to go straight over to second base. Pete Suter takes that, walks over, but underarm throws to Dick Adams in the end there. He'll take that for a 4-3 rather than an unassisted, but the main one there is he's got the out, so it is a 3 up, 3 down there in the Philadelphia Athletics. Dick Fowler very much in control as we head into the bottom of the first. Let's have a little look what we do have from the Athletics. It's going to be Eddie Joost, the shortstop, leading out. The batting Barney McCoskey, left fielder, in second, and right fielder Al Movallo will be third. So that's your 3 coming in. Dick Adams is going to be 4th in the roster from first base. Center fielder Sam Chapman will be 5th, and catcher Buddy Rosar will be 6th, closing out the middle of the order. Ending up, second baseman Pete Suter, batting 7th, third baseman Hank Majeski in 8th, and Dick Fowler, pitcher, closing up the rear at 9. Across the top, got to be quick in that one. Warm-up pages are going. Jeff Heath, Al Zarrell, and Ray Coleman as he left center right. Brandon Stevens at short. Bob Dylan, Billy Hitchcock, Jerry Whitey, 3-2-1. Jake Early's going to be catching, and we are going to have Fred Sanford in here for the pitching. So he's facing Eddie Joost, steps in from the left-hand side of the board and walks. He's going to be hoping he's quarter of the way there, so we're going to go 1-0 on that one there. Fred Sanford handing him a fastball high up in the zone. And one more comes down there. It's not indicated where that one's going. We're just going to go for the ball at 2-0. Eddie Joost, he's been trying to find his production this year, and it's not coming as yet. And fouls that one high and over the backstop as we go 2-1. That's going to be a fresh ball coming out of Eddie Hurley's pocket as umpire. 2-1 comes down, and that goes to the outside and low. So that's ball 3. 3/4 of the way there for the walk. It's a 3-1. Sanford just trying to calm himself on the mound. And there's ball 4, so it is a walk in the end. And we have Eddie juiced up there at first base. Freddie McCuskey coming in now. Up bat so far, it's batting 300 and not reached yard as yet this season, but 13 RBIs. He's got a teammate out there on first, so he'll be looking to bring that one home as much as possible. Sanford making his decision, and that's another curveball attempt that goes to the outside, about round the waist, so it's 1-0 on McCuskey. Comes back there from Jake Early. Catcher throws back to his pitcher. Sanford hurls that one down to a 2-0. Ball 2. No need for McCuskey to swing just yet. Sharp eyes just watching all of those come through. There's a teammate up there on first in Eddie juiced. And we get a ball 3. Sanford working that curveball if he can, trying to find a way in. It's a breath there, little glance over to first. Owen is to pick off a 10, but that's going to be okay as Juice dives back there in time. So first little bit of excitement there in the outfield. This ball comes back in to Sanford. He's got a 3-0 facing McCuskey. No outs as yet. One runner on base. 3-0 goes. 4-0. It's the second walk. Runners at first and second for the Philadelphia Athletic here at home. Shine Park. Strong record for them so far, as I said, 9-3 as we welcome up Slovakian right fielder Elmer Valo, batting 260 for the season so far, but got a smart eye on him as well. And swing and a miss there for a 0-1 count. Sparson quietly on the knees there. Sanford just trying to set himself 2 walks so far, and that one's fouled into the dugout down the right hand line. Sharp speed on it. Out goes Norton 2. And that's going to be the first ball that Valo's seen, but it's going to be 9th one that's been picked up there by Sanford. It's a fastball high, that was that one there. Comes in for one more ball. Count goes equal high, 2-2. Sanford shakes off. Got a fastball and a curve, so he's shaken off one of them. Here comes the other on a 2-2, and that's going to be a bunt. That's going to roll down the third base line. It's going to be short. Everybody's advancing up, and Dillinger pops in from third base, but doesn't know where to throw that one, and instead just holds it steady there. So everybody moves around, and that's going to be our first hit of the game. Elmer Valo gets a bunt single. Brings himself over to first base, and we're going to have them filled up. Eddie Juiced on third, Marty McCuskey on second, and Elmer Valo on first. And we are going to welcome in now Dick Adams, and he's got a really good situation here. Bases are loaded, no act so far, a number of strategic options available here. And it's going to be ball 1 to go underway as he gets ahead in the count. 2 walks so far for Fred Sanford. Another walk here would walk the first run home. And throws that high for ball 2. Dick Adams just sitting there waiting, the 27-year-old rookie. Looking to make some different here as possible. Fouls that one off. The 2-all moves up to 2-1. He is getting a little bit anxious trying to get his swing. That said, his first hit of the season, first hit of the career, was actually a home run as well. It's not going to be that one though. That's going to be hit high and foul down the left baseline. 2-2 now. Runners at first, second and third, bottom of the first. No scores on the board, but the Athletic are looking dangerous here. Sanford gets ready on the 2-2. And hits that. It's going towards second baseman. Billy Hitchcock picks it up. Vern Stevens, there's one at second, but it's going to be one coming home as well. And Eddie just makes it over the plate there, so it's a first for the Athletics there as Dick Adams goes on base on a fielder's choice. And a teammate there, Marvallo, forced out at second. Eddie Juice making all the way around, Barney McCoskey making it to third, so we are runners at the corners with one away, but one run on the board. First score goes to the Philadelphia Athletic as we welcome in Sam Chapman, just as almost as advantageous, struggling on that one there. And we've got runners in the corners, one away, and he's Fred Sanford is just not finding his footing here as he's pitching, and throws down another ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Looks like the 15th ball of the first inning here. As Sam Chapman goes 1-0. Watches that go past for his cold strike. 1-1. Athletics, one away, one run to the good, looking to increase that advantage. And there's ball 2. 2-1 there. Sanford, that fastball is just staying high and not reaching the zone as well. Sanford steps back in, so 2-1, comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It's going out to left field. Jeff Heath is running underneath flat. It's going to bounce in front of him, not make it, so the runners are on the move, and that is going to bring in one more run as Barney McCoskey takes himself over home plate there from third base, 90 feet in the second run there. Everybody else moves up. Adams moves up to second base, and Chapman gets himself an RBI single, hit to mid to deep left field. Jeff Heath is playing deep on that one there, so had to sprint in and get that before it hit the ground. Buddy Rosar here in the bottom of the first. That is going the Philadelphia Athletics way. 2 runs to the good over the St. Louis Browns. Just the one out so far. Runners at first and second, and that's going to be hit ground ball towards third, and it's picked up there. Brent Stephen goes underneath. Hitchcock space out 1 in second, throws down to first base. Jerry White gets that one there in time as well for the double play. The side is retired there, but not before they put 2 runs on the board. 2 runs there, coming off 2 hits as well. And he just hits and gets all the way around. McCoskey hits and gets all the way around as well. Just a runner left up on base. That would be Dick Adams. Buddy Rosar there grounding into the double play. 5-4-3 going on as we finish off the first inning here, and the Athletic have settled themselves into 2-run lead so far over the St. Louis Browns. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Jenny Hill can answer all your questions related to securing a mortgage and providing valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Jenny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Going into the second here at Shibe Park, and your 1, 2, 3 from the Browns is going to be in the middle of the order. Vern Stevens, Jerry White and Zeke Zarilla coming up here. Dick Fowler working that crafty knuckleball that he has. He's done a 3 up, 3 down in the first, and we'll be looking to do the same here. Aaron Stevens is going to step in first, and a little bit more experience lets that one go past for ball 1. Knuckleball slipping to the outside in the end there. Aaron Stevens has a, 8 all-star knuckleball again, 2-0. Aaron Stevens with 8 appearances in the All-Star game. Wily enough to knows what he's doing. The opening batter here gets ball 3. No wind here to disturb the ball as it goes through. Just the temperature dropping down now to just around about 60 on the scale here in the booth. 3-0, and a walk is drawn now. Vern Stevens is going to be the first base runner for the Browns, and it's the Dick Fowler just not quite getting the control there. As I said, temperature there is a nice 60, and here in the booth I don't get any glass here, so we're all wrapped up warm on the chill night. Jerry White steps in now. Sorry, Jerry Witt. There was no H in there. Native of St. Louis. Picked up the MPV award from the American Association last year. And that's going to open up with a ball as well. So 1-0, 5 consecutive balls hurled by Dick Fowler in top of the second here. St. Louis Browns down by 2. Fouled off there. Left field dugout gets another ball. 1-1 on the count. And the 1-1. Fouled off there, higher. Veering a little bit to the left, but high into the back of the stands here. 1-2. Fowler decides to. Fowler picking up the pace there and gets the ball on that one there. Why, what? It just watches that one go past for 2-2. And the 2-2. Stevens goes for this deal. Throw down. Strike out there. And because that's the catcher, and it's going to be cut out and run down. Pete Suter picking up the snap throw from catcher Buddy Rosa. And Vern Stevens there. Well, it's a double play, but you got to put one of them down as a caught steal on a 2-4. And the other one is a first strikeout on Jerry Witt there. 5 batters faced, 5 outs found. Just that walk on Stevens, floating the copybook very slightly. Zeke Zarilla steps in now and watches that one. Nope, called strike, not in 1. Now 2 outs so far here in the top of the second, and the Browns down by 2. As that one's going to be fouled out for a 0-2 count. Lofted high and behind. Fowler looking to finish off the innings here if possible. And that goes a little bit crazy to the outside high. 1-2. Still with the opportunity to close out the innings. Swing and a miss, and side retired there as Zeke gives himself a nice little pirouette there. Well, 2 strikes to finish out the inning there, and it keeps the zeros all across the board. No runs, no hits, none left on base, even with that walk going through. So, going into the middle of the second, it's the St. Louis Browns down by 2. As we said there, it's game 2 of a 2-game series last night. St. Louis putting 12 behind, and the Phillies only managing to find 3 to counter that one. The win in that game ended up going to Ellis Kinder. It gives Elsie a 5-0 record for the St. Louis Browns. Athletics Phil Marshallton picks up the loss. 6 wins, 4 losses there for the Athletics pitcher. Okay, 1, 2, 3 for the Athletics coming in now. Hagi Suter, Eni Majeski, and Dick Fowler. It is also, well, it's going to be bottom of the order here for 7, 8, 9, but after 6 coming up in the first, they'll be looking to do a little bit more damage if at all possible. Red Sanford still on the mound, and opens up with a ball 1 count behind again. Now, one of the issues that Sanford has had previously is if he just starts feeling that he's getting behind in the game, he's just ball 2 coming down there. Still that high fastball, 2-0. Pete Peggy Suter getting this one quite nicely. So yeah, Sanford's head can easily just slip out the way as that's going to be fouled off down left field line again as we go 2-1. Sanford will be looking to find the confidence if you can at all. 2 walks, but a massive amount of balls coming through there. We'll get the Roosevelt over approaching 20. And there's ball 3 here. We're definitely over the 20 mark now. 3-5. Let me do the count while we're reading. 7, 9, 13, 17. Okay, right, so there's a little bit more to go there. Called strikes, so count's going to go full. 3-2 on Pete Suter. Athletics are up by 2 here, and our opening batter is on a 3-2 full count. Sanford in, and that's going to go straight over to the shortstop, and it's a comfortable throw. Vern Stevens over to Jerry Witt at first. Combination there sends Suter back to the dugout, and it's going to be Hank Majeski. Heaney to his friends. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that yet. Stepping in now. And watches that one go past for strike 1. So Sanford will be looking to settle if at all possible. And he's ahead in the count for one of the first times in the game. And that's fouled off as well. And it's going to give a little bit of salvo to Sanford. Tries to get that fastball working. The curve seems to be finding the bottom corner. There's a fastball, and it goes high once more. 1-2. Sanford just trying to get that fastball down into the zone. Not finding the point that he needs to. 1-2, and that's fouled up high. It's going to be impossible play, and that is not going to be caught, unfortunately. Jay Carley running back, but it is over the backstop there, so we stay at 1-2. No runners on as yet, just the 1 out so far here in the bottom of the second as that goes for ball 2. Sanford will be a little bit happy about that as we go 2-2. It's going to be pitcher next. Dick Fowler is warming up, but as a pitcher he's got to and there we go, both three, so well, we'll get a foul in a second. Hajmajaski with a full count. And Sanford shaking off the sign from Jake Early, his catcher. Goes for the fast ball, and it's going to go high again. Majaski just gives a little wave to the crowd as he trots up to first base on the walk there. So we got ourselves opening batter becomes the opening base runner. On the first, in the second, opening batter, ground out. This second batter up gets up once more on the walk. Dick Fowler now as we go pitcher time. Fowler's actually batting at 276 here for the season. And watches that one go past for a ball. Fowler facing a relatively steady pair of fastball and curve, with a fastball that is not working, a curve that's just starting to make itself in, and watches that one go past for strike one and one. Fowler just holding that eye contact with Sanford. And the 1-1 comes down, and that's going to be a bunt there. Dave runs down. Dillinger throws over to first base, throws to Sanford, the pitcher at first, but he's a little pass over to Jerry White there. So it is going to be a sac bunt there. And Dick Fowler is Hajmajaski in a scoring position, if nothing else, up there at second base. So with two away runner on second, and the Philadelphia Athletics 2-1 to the good as we go back to the top of the order. Eddie Juice drew a walk previously. And just eyeing up Sanford once more. Stepping swing, and it's going to be hit in the first time. That's going to be a grounder bouncing out into the outfield centre. And it's going to be time for Majeski to run round. He's passing third. He takes it a little bit further, and that is going to be a comfortable RBI there. Eddie Juice lines that one. He's got a ground actually out to centre field and gets himself a single and brings home Majeski. And one more run on the board. So that is a 3 to the good for the Philadelphia Athletics here in the bottom of the second. Barry Mikoski steps in now. Real walk in the first as well. And the pitch comes down, swinging strike there, but the throw goes up from catcher up to Hitchcock at second there, and there's the caught steal, and that is going to be the end of the inning there. Barry Mikoski drawing a 0-1, but not before a caught steal there ends the inning. Not a 2-5. So there we are, bottom of the second, and Philadelphia Athletics push their lead out just a little bit more to the first one in the second, gives them a 3-run lead, with the St. Louis Browns still to get off the board. And we are going to pause now for station identification. Welcome back to KCBR here as we go into the top of the third. Those of you keeping track of the numbers for the bottom of the second, 1 run, 1 hit, none left on base for the Athletics, no errors charged to the Browns. We're going to go into the top of the third, and it is going to be the 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for your 1, 2, 3 here. Billy Hitchcock, Jake Early, and our first pitcher with the Browns receiving as Fred Sanford comes in. Okay, but before we get there, Billy Hitchcock, 30-year-old Army Air Force veteran, gets ready to face Dick Fowler, and that knuckleball is still serving well. No real way that the team of the Browns are swinging a foul there. Goes deep down the right-hand line. but it's foul, so it's not in one. Fowler's got his knuckleball working, it's just dancing around the edges of the strike zone, but staying strike side. As that one's fouled down there again, a little bit higher, still down left hand side, so we get a 0 and 2. Scott doing his best to try and make contact if at all possible. And gets that there, but it's straight to shortstop, and that's going to be Eddie Juice throwing over to Dick Adams at first there. And well, Hitchcock not willing to put any speed on that one there, choosing to keep the stamina. 6-3 on the card if you're keeping track at home. And so Jake Early steps in now, catcher for the Browns. He's a catcher who's working with the rest of the knuckleballers on the Browns, and he's one of those catchers you want to keep a hold of because he knows what's going to be running through here, and lets that one go behind for called strike, not in one. His experience is knuckle catching. Is it helping translate that while he is batting? As the not one gets fouled off there, not in 2. So far the answer isn't going to be a yes. And the not 2 comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It's going to stay in the infield. Pete Suter waves off, and just second baseman's going to make a comfortable catch there out by second base there, so it's 2 up, 2 down. Infield defence doing the job so far for the Athletics as we get pictures. Brad Sanford looking to get himself a hot arm and not quite finding it yet, facing Dick Fowler, who's managed to get the hot arm going so far. And it's a swing and a miss to open up there as we go 0 and 1. Sanford is batting 100 for the season so far with 1 RBI. Not bad for the pitcher, but then Dick Fowler, who's receiving from 276 with 2 RBI, so just getting a little bit of swing and a miss there as well. For 0 and 2. 2 out so far here in the top of the third. This is St. Louis Browns are chasing a 3-1 lead from the Philadelphia Athletic. Not 2's fouled off high and over the backstop there, so we stay at 0-2. Dick Fowler so far 8 up, 8 down. Although one of those comes from a double play, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, and strike 3. The side is retired there. 3 innings, 9 faced, no runs, no hits, no errors is the story of all this third inning and all 3 innings as well. It's going to be Marty McCoskey, Alvarado and Dick Adams up for the Athletic as we head into the bottom of the third. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Ginny Hill can answer all your questions relating to securing a mortgage and providing valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Ginny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Philadelphia Athletic here, feeling in control. 3 runs to the good bottom of the third. Their 3 runs yesterday putting them behind the 12 runs by the St. Louis Browns. The Browns still to get off the mark here though. At this point yesterday, it was a 4-3 game to the Browns. Now it's a 0-3 game to the Athletics. Brian McCoskey steps in now and watches that pitch go behind for 0-1, which is where he ended up in the previous inning as well. Before that, caught steal by Eddie Juice, getting just a little bit ambitious. Koski walked in the first, and lets that one go past there. As Sanford tries that fastball once more, and it stays outside of the zone high, so it's a 1-1. 1-1 on the count, runner at first. Comes down, and that's going to be a single. It goes out line to the centre field. Zero is going to pick that up. And a little shield there. Unfortunately, as Barney stumbles a little bit there. It's only going to go for the single. It's a line drive out deep to centre field. Zola trying to pick that up. Throws. He's never going to get the ball down to Vernon Stevens covering second base, but Brian Mikoski just stumbling as he rounds first and scampers back. Still, no outs there, so runner on first. Batter goes opening runner with Mikoski. Now Mervale steps in now. Reached in the first inning. Single went out after a bunt going down now, and he watches that one go past and gets himself an account ahead in the count as well, as we go 1-0 for Elmer Vile. Runner at first, no outs as yet. And there's that fastball going high again and not getting in, so count's going to go 2-0. Comes down, one goes on, but that is going to be picked up comfortably by Sanford and thrown over to Jerry White at first, so the bunt attempt is going to fail on that one. I mean, in one sense it does fail because Violet doesn't get on, but a little scamper to get the ball there from Sanford over to Jerry White at first. Lets Mikoski get into scoring position up at second. 3 runs to the good. I think that's going to be a little nod for job well done there from the bench. Dick Adams comes in now. Reached on a fielder's choice previously. And now watches that one go past. Sanford is just not getting that fastball working at all, so it's a 1-0. And that's ball 2. 2-0. One away. One runner up at second here for the Athletics, and there are 3 runs to the good here in the third. And that's going to be a called strike, 2-1. And Adams just steps back out of the box and takes a little moment. Sanford not having the greatest of lines in the game so far. And that comes down for ball 3. We are getting racked up here. Three walks in the game so far. And that one goes back for a certain. It's going to be a called strike, yeah. Eddie Hurley just catching the eye of the rookie Dick Adams there, but a count is going to go full, 3-2. And the payoff comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It's going out to left field. And that's going to be a comfortable catch there from Jeff Heath. And Alzarella just there ready to catch that as well if it was needed. But nope, that's going to be a second out there. Really, that's Jeff Heath's first bit of play so far. Sam Chapman comes in now. Swing and a miss there, and strike one high ball. Given how Stanford's been so far, you'd have to fancy it could well have been another ball. As it is, it's a 0-1, and that's going to be a 1-1. Curve going to the outside. One more ball. 2-1. Stanford is just looking completely and utterly shaken up there on the mound. Not finding the space there, so we're at 2-1. 3-1 there. And curveball just sinks low and well away from the zone. And the 3-1 there, and the walk is drawn. As we get ourselves runners at first and second. And that is going to be it for Fred Sanford, as he's waved back to the dugout, and we are going to welcome in Cliff Fannin. See if Cliff stays in for the line spot of the order when we get back that way. Zeros across the board for the line, but we'll be back to the top of the order for the Browns, so Browns aren't going to have to make a worry on that decision so far. A couple more wet pitches we go through. So Sanford there, dismal start, and 4 hits going against him. 3 earned runs on the board as well. No strikeouts to show for it either. And he's on the hook for the loss so far, with the Athletic up by 3. Right now we got runners at first and second, 2 away, and we will see what Cliff Fannin can bring in now to the game. Well, I think the Browns sort of wanted a little bit more out of Sanford there, and that's Cliff Fannin going to open up with a ball 1. On starters, you mean to go on. That's how the Athletic would like him to go on as well. And that one's going to go foul down the right hand side. Only Rose are into the double play previously in the first, end of the first inning, with 2 runs on the board, 1 more put up in the second, as the 1-1 goes for ball 2. Runners at first and second, but 2 away. Deep hit here would probably bring one more run home, and that's high and long, and that's going to go out of play down the right field line. Candles equal high, 2-2. 2 runners on, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Make that 3 balls, count goes full, 3-2. Everybody who's keeping track out there, all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's Cliff Fannin coming in relief, looking to close out the inning. 3-2, payoff comes down, and that is going to be hit high, it's going to be hard, it's out to left field. Jeff Heath is running back to get that one, rolls back, falls and catches that one. Heath's running backwards there, backpedaling, falls back, but keeps the ball in the glove there. So 2 outs coming from the glove of Jeff Heath out there in left field. Sacrifice bunt brought Barney McCoskey up to second, but no more progress from there. Sam Chapman getting himself a walk, but couldn't go any further on that. So 1 hit in the inning there, right to open us up. No runs scored, 2 left on base. And that's your 3 innings here. Philadelphia Athletics up by 3 at home against St. Louis Browns. Still to get off the board. It'll be the top of the order for the Browns as well when we come back. Dillinger, Coleman and Heath. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of our hand? Ginny Hill can answer all the questions related to securing a mortgage and providing valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Ginny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Heading into the top of the 4th here, we'll see if we can get the scores from around the leagues for you shortly. We've got a couple of day games to catch up on as well. We'll just let the team get a hold of them. Dick Fowler is going to stay on the mound, unsurprisingly. Not quite a side return in order with a walk and a double play in the second, but it's been just the 9 batters faced so far in 3 innings as we go into the 4th with 3 strikeouts on the card so far for Fowler. Dillinger coming in. It's a ground out to open up the 1st. And we are going to see ball 1 as we get underway. Dick Fowler pitching, Buddy Rose are still catching as well. Outfield, Barry Mikoski, Sam Chapman, Elm Velo not having to do anything in defence so far. But they've been doing the work on the offence. Pope Dillinger takes the 1-0, and that's going to be a rolling bunt that's picked up comfortably. Hank Majeski throws it over from third to Dick Adams in time. Well, there's an attempt at a bunt there, but it's hit a little bit too hard there. And that's a 1 away, and Dillinger out straight away this time. Only seen 3 pitches actually, not the first time kind of ball there, but nevertheless. Ray Coleman coming in now. Ground out previously, and watches that go behind for strike 1. Oh, Knuckleball this time deciding to go high and on the inside there with a southpaw Coleman. And watches that one. And count goes equal low, 1-1. Just the 1 reach on base so far for the Browns. There's Vern Stevens, who's probably and that one goes foul. High and just to the right there. Vern Stevens getting on base with a walk, and then caught stealing there. Keep the 9 face and keep everything going in order so far. And there's ball 2. So count is equal high, 2-2. Two comes down, and that's going to be hit, and it goes underneath Pete Suter's arm at the second base and rolls out to Sam Chapman. Picks that up in the outfield there, so we're going to get a diving attempt there from Suter, and needed another, to be honest, needed another 2 or 3 inches in height there, and he would have got that, but a grounder going out to the outfield there. And Coleman is, let me just lean over. Yep, Coleman is going to be awarded the single for that one. So it is the first hit on the board for the St. Louis Browns here. He's taken to the top of the 4th to do that. And Jeff Heath watches that one go back for another ball. The lights of the knuckle just going well, if you're starting to be able to try and paint the corners and your knuckle just goes a little bit skew, then you will yourself to blame as that carries on doing that one to the inside there on Jeff Heath. So 2-0. Swing and and a miss. 2 and 1. No runners on, and 1 runner on. Coleman out at first. Sorry, Ray, nearly missed you there. 1 away as well. So 1 out so far as we watch that one foul off. Goes down the right field line. So it's equal high count, 2 and 2. And the 2-2 comes down, and that's hit hard. It's a grounder going out right field. So Coleman is going to be on the move past his second. That's Jeff Heath getting himself into first. The long throw goes over from Ryan over to Majesko. Third slide in and got in. Ray Coleman going for the extra base there. Slides in but not in time at third base. Amabaya throws a bullet out there. Down to Hank Majeski. And Coleman is going to be run out there. On a fun 9-5. Jeff Heath does get himself up to first base on that one. Going to be awarded the hit on that one as well. Sharp and fast out to the right field on that one, makes sense. Vern Stevens steps in now, so it's 2 away with a teammate on first. Coleman getting just a little bit eager. Rookie holding up at second, would have been a 1 out runners at first and second. And that's going to be ball 1. Vern Stevens. Dick Fowler gets another knuckleball through the strike zone. And second is going to be a swing and a miss. Count goes equal low, 1 and 1. Runner first, 2 away. Brown still to score. And that's going to be a foul down the left. 1 and 2. Runner at first, Jeff Heath there on the single. First hit of the game so far. Vern Stevens looking to get the second hit. Contact made, that's going high, but that's Sam Chapman in centre field quite happily telling everybody, I got this. He's got that. Ball in the glove and turns around, and that ball goes into the stand. Somebody's got themselves a souvenir here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 hits actually given there as we go back in the scoring. Coleman getting one of them and Heath getting the second. 1 left on base. It's Jeff Heath, but no runs on the board yet. St. Louis Browns still to get off the mark. Philadelphia Athletic played 3 innings, got 3 runs. They are going into the bottom of the 4th. Okay, a little look around the league on the scores. Why not? A couple of fair amount of day games being played today. We've got lights here, we can play in the evening. Right then, Tigers against the Sox. It's a double header. So it's the 4 to the Tigers, 2 to the Sox in the first, and 3 to the Tigers, 4 to the Red Sox in the second game. So what a piece. Let's see, New York Giants 9. Chicago Cubs 3. Philadelphia 8 against Cincinnati's 9. Busy game going on there. And the Brooklyn Dodgers getting 6 against the Pirates and then shutting them out. 6-0 game there over in Pittsburgh. One night game going on. We'll keep you in touch with that as we get the bottom of the 4th, and there's going to be Suter, Majeski and Fowler here for the Athletic. Their first time facing Cliff Fannin. And Cliff opens up there with ball 1. Packy is on 198 for this season, just not finding the rhythm and getting the hits, but 11 RBIs. The sort of number you love to see for the opening batter. And that's ball 2. and gets himself ahead in the count. Fine in, not a huge amount of pace on here as that's fouled off. Bounces along the third base line, 2-1. Fine in, not a lot of speed in here. Likes to keep everybody guessing, and there is a slider. It just has a little bit of a wicked twist on there as that's called strike 2. Packy. He's sooner. Let's be official at least once or twice. Ground out on a full count previously. And a swing and a miss there. And strike 3. First strikeout there for Cliff Fowler. First strikeout actually for the Browns over that entire game. As we get Hank Heaney-Majeski coming in. Yeah, but I wanted all the funny names of the guys from the team, so if I ever go to the old folks home, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Majeski comes in now, and called strike on there, so Fannin pitches himself ahead of the count. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes behind. And not in 2. Fannin already struck out 1. That's going to be ball 1 there. Dropping well down below the zone. One and 2. That's another one. Low and a little bit to the outside there as well. So we go 2 and 2. Majeski drew the walk previously. And the count fills up once more. Full count in the second, full count in the fourth for Majeski. One away so far, the Athletic here in the bottom of the fourth. Runs to the good. And that one's going to hit high. It's going out in right field. Jeff Heath and Ozarilla stepping in. Heath waves off, and that is going to be caught by Heath. No need to stumble on that one. Catches that one on the trot. So it's 2 up, 2 down. 1 from the strike and 1 from the sky as Dick Fowler steps in now. It's pitcher once more, but it's the first time we're going to have this combination. And Fowler fouls that one off to go behind 0-1. Jay Carley not having to do much here as the catcher. Fannin taking every single suggestion that he can. And just nodding, yep, I'll throw that one. And that's another foul. Dick Fowler lofting that one high and goes over. So Majeski fell behind 0-2. Fowler falls behind 0-2 as well. And that one's well to the outside across the middle there. So that's going to be ball 1, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 goes 2 and 2. Count goes equal high, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just the 1 out remaining here in the bottom of the fourth. High and foul. Going to stay 2 and 2. A little bit of a head-to-head going on here as all 3 gets hurled. 3 and 2. Oh, I get to do it again, don't I? Yeah, we do. Everybody at home, join me together. All the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runners on, so we don't have the full complement there. But the board is everything bright, and as that comes down, and that's going to be hit line drive down third base line, and that's going to be, Bob Dillinger picks that one up. Never touches the ground, so with that side retired in order. With Famine and Relief doing what opening pitcher Fred Sanford never managed to do. So there we are, no runs, no hits, none left on base, no runners charged. First strikeout, fly out and line out going through there. Cliff Fannin keeping his arm warm there. Jerry Witt, Al Zarella and Billy Hitchcock are going to be up for the St. Louis Browns when we come back for the 5th. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Jenny Hill can answer all your questions related to securing a mortgage and provide valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Jenny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Okay, so everything stays steady in the defence for the Philadelphia Athletic. McCoskey, Chapman and Vallo out there in the outfield. Eddie Juice is short. Jaska, Suter and Adams get 3-2-1. Matty Roser stays catching. Dick Fowler stays on the mound. And he's going to bring in Jerry Witt now. Struck out previously. The St. Louis native is going to open up here with a called strike one. Fowler once more getting himself ahead of the count. A little bit of fade on the knuckleball in the middle of the 4th, but getting the top left corner there. And that's going to be a called strike 2. And that goes to the low inside corner. Hitting them diagonally. Not 2, that's going to be ball number 1. Ball number 1, they went to the 3rd corner. Okay, right, so the inside high corner is still available. Are you going to try and go there? Are you going to go... No, hard fastball down the middle. Fowler going, you know what, let's just... get that up there. So strikeout there, strikeout looking. 4th strikeout. What's unusual about that one is Fowler used to have a really good arm on him, but over the years that's just weakened and weakened. It's one of the reasons he switched over to the knuckleball and decided to go for control but not control. But I think he just wants a little bit of heat coming in there as well. Tizzarella comes in now. Another strikeout victim. And closed out the 2nd inning with a strikeout as well. And that's ball 1, so he's going to go ahead 1-0. Well, I just take him over to look over the ball. Get that grip in the hand. Hurls for foul ball. 1-1. Zarella came in, batting .227 on the season with 3 home runs. Not the highest of the Browns so far as we watch ball 2 come down. Well, the 23 RBI, solid middle of the order performance, but at the moment with 1 out and no one, it's all got to come from the bat. And that goes for ball 3. Outside high. Well, we're just peppering the zone here and leaving everybody trying to work out what's going on here as that one goes foul. So, count fills up once more, 3-2. 1 away so far, Browns down by 3 here in the top of the 5th. Payoff. It's going to go high. It's going out at centre field. Sam Chapman 2 steps in. There's already centre field in the middle there as well, and that just takes that one out. 2 up, 2 down. Yeah, so trying to work out the knuckleball. Now, there is a slight advantage for the Browns here. As Jake Early, our catcher, is used to catching a knuckleball. He'll be up later on in the inning if he can do that. He's on deck just now as Billy Hitchcock steps in. If Jake Early can work it out, he might be able to help the rest of the team pick that one up as well. And that's ball 1. Billy Hitchcock, 30 years old, but like many, has taken a couple of years out previously to serve in the Army Air Force in Hitchcock's case, and we thank him for his service and we welcome him back to the diamond as well. And that's going to be fouled off, so we're count is equal 0, 1 and 1. Fowler just working the inside outside. That knuckleball is doing what it wants to do. Weird contacts. Then strike 2 called. Like that, weird contacts, unpredictable ball. But he's trying to work out what's going through. 1 and 2. Wibbles and falls to the outside for ball 2. Going goes equal high, 2 and 2. Comes in once more. Fouled off there, so we're going to stay 2 and 2. Billy Hitchcock standing in the left-hand box. 2 and 2 comes down, and that's hit towards first base, bounces once, and that's picked up. Dick Adams takes that, and it's a 3 or 4 paces to put the foot on the back of the side, retired there. It's another 3 up, 3 down. 4th inning with just 3 batters faced. And that 4th inning had 4 being faced, so Dick Fowler keeping himself as efficient as he can. As we now hit the middle of the 5th. You said we do have one night game going on here, as well as the lights shining bright out in the Athletics here in the park. Shiba just doing his best. Pretty few shadows here coming through. That other night game, by the way, is Cleveland up in the Bronx. Right now, it's Indians still to get off the board, and the Yankees 2 runs to the good. Yankees sitting at the top of the American with a 36-24 record going in. Cleveland 6.5 back on them at a 25-26. As mentioned before, we're not miles ago. Yankees at the top, Boston 2 back. The Athletic 6 back in 3rd place. Cleveland 6.5 back. White Sox and Detroit back 7. Washington back 8, and the St. Louis Browns, who are visiting here, 11.5 back in the American League. Bottom of the 5th now, Philadelphia Athletic, 3 runs to the good. Looking to extend that lead now as they have the top of the order. And it'll be the first time Cliff Fannin is facing them in relief. So it's Eddie Juice, Barney McCoskey and Elmer Vale. Eddie Juice getting ready to take the first pitch here in the bottom of the 5th. Swings and hits that one, and that's going to go past for a base hit. That's Jerry Witt at first base. Coleman coming in to pick that one on and do the relay throw to Hitchcock, but Eddie Juice is just going to comfortably go, I'll take the single, thank you very much. 2 for 2 games so far with an on-base walk at the top of the 1st as well. Barney McCoskey coming in now. One for one also, with a walk in the first as well. And now watches that one go past for ball one. Koski will be looking to get the hits in as possible, as already over the first 2 months he's keeping neck and neck with Ted Williams in terms of batting, both chasing the American League. And watches that one go past again for ball two. Fanning. They're going to the inside that time. Ted Williams scores up at Boston, who are just the two back. And that's going to be ball three. Finally still trying to find the inside of our southpaw Barney McCoskey. 3-0. Reno comes down and the bunt is attempted, and that's going to be running, and Dollinger throws that one over the width, so that is going to be an out at first, but the sacrifice does bring Juiced up to second base and into scoring position, so they'll matches Elmerval manages that one nicely previously. They'll take that one as well in the Athletics dugout. One away. But a runner in scoring position up at second. And Fannin throws that one very wide. I think we're getting an intentional walk here. Yeah, we are. Early. And Fannin just stepping wide to the side. Now one out so far, so Brown's spinning runners in first and second. There's ball four. Iowa just taking a good-humoured walk and a wave down to the fans in the first base line. So Eddie Juiced up on second. Now Levi on first as the rookie Dick Adams steps in as well. Regional fielder's choice before line drive out to Jeff Heath previously. Now we're going to open up. Oh, and a ball coming through there. Comes down, and that's going to go straight to third base. Dillinger foot in the bag there, so force out there. Eddie Juiced isn't going to be going any further than halfway between second and third. So runners remain at first and second, but a slight improvement now as we are two away. It's an improvement if you're the Browns. Athletics still have in scoring position, looking to extend their lead. And Dick Adams in the second fielder's choice reach now. The former naval pilot Sam Chapman steps in as well. Being flown. 3 years in service with the Navy. And ball one there. That goes to the inside, at least on Chapman, batting right-handed. It's going to be 1-0. Runners at first and second. Ball two. 2-0 comes in there. 2 away so far, so 1 out remaining. So Chapman is going to need to get a hit in if he's going to do any damage. Swing, and that's going to go foul high. Jake Early looks up more in hope than expectation. That's going to go behind the netting. So we're 2-1. And that's a 3-1 there, going well to the outside. Runners at first and second. 3-1. Pitch, and the walk is drawn. And with that, bases are loaded. Vaio in third, Adams at second, Chapman at first. Buddy Rosar steps in now, 5 times an All-Star, batting 248. This season. Fannin opens that up with another ball, another falling ahead. Fannin's issue this inning. He's staying around the belt, but he's just not getting anything into the zone and falling immediately behind. Pick-off attempt, goes over first base, it's an overthrow. And with that, runners are going to head round, and we're going to have one more going across the plate there. And just a nice throw there. Pick-off attempt there from Cliff Fannin over to Jerry Witt. That just goes wide and past, so Sam Chapman is going to stay safe on an E3, but that E3 is going to bring Elmer Vaio in from third, taking advantage of the overthrow. Adams on the move as well, taking himself from second down to third. Chapman just happy not to be thrown out there, 2 outs, but went for a sticky situation with the bases loaded. 2 out situation becomes runners at first and second, 2 outs and one more on the board. Philadelphia Athletic up by 4 as 3-0 gets fouled off. Takes us to 3-1. Scrappy there, that fourth run really goes down on Cliff Fannin's mid-throw there. And that pitch though, which is for the foul, goes 3-2. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Count is full, 3 balls. 2 strikes, 2 outs, the lights are on. Contact made, goes over, picked up there. Aaron Stevens at short. It's a sharp throw over White, gets it up this time and gets it in the glove. So, side is retired. There is another one on the board after that one. 1 run going over, coming from the error. And it's going to be put on Jerry Witt over there at third. Restart that again. I've lost track. It's 1 run. Yes. It's 1 hit. Yes. It's 1 left on base. Yeah. And it is 1 error going through as well. And a intentional walk in the mix there as well. Through 5, it is 4 for the Philadelphia Athletics, and Louis Browns still to get themselves into this game, winning 12-3 last night, and Athletics getting the measure of them now. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Ginny Hill can answer all your questions relating to securing a mortgage and providing valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities, and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Ginny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Top of the 6 here, St. Louis Browns chasing the Philadelphia Athletics. The deficit is 4. It's 8-9-1 to do its best to make that up. Jake Early, Fred Sanford, and then it'll be back to the top. Bob Dillinger. So Jake Early flew out to the infield in the 3rd inning. Second time facing Dick Fowler, as he said earlier. Jake Early lets that one go for a ball, sharp eye, and this is where Early has an advantage over most. As a catcher, he's used to pick up knuckleballers. Not from Cliff Fannin at the moment. The rest of the team have got that going on as well. As that one gets fouled off, Kern goes equal low, 1-1. So Jake Early, used to seeing the knuckles. Also, catches left-handed as well. Don't see many of those in there. And catcher's eye lets that one go past. It's 2-1. Woody Rosar's the actual catcher. He knows how to get a knuckle. Jake Early, catching but batting, knows how to get a knuckle. Dick Fowler does do the knuckle. And that time it's going to go to the inside. 3-1 on the count. Three and one, gets the walk. Well, we're not happy with that one, just doing a point to the umpire, plate umpire. Eddie Hurley having none of that one. And actually, Fowler stepping off the mound awards that. Oh, Rosar, catcher coming out to intercept him. Whether that was the start of a catcher-pitcher conference or Buddy Rosar just doing his best to keep Dick Fowler a little bit calm. We're not going to know. Anyway, pitcher now. As we have Fannin coming in now. And that's a ball. That's a line inside. Fowler going behind the count against his opposing pitcher. And that goes. Not quite sure where that was, but we've got 2-0 there. Hurley throwing up the fingers. And Fowler is not happy with this count at all. Throws the heat there. Swing and a miss coming in from Sanford. And that's a swing and a miss that just went so far onto the pitch. 2-1. One more hit there, but that goes to the outside. 3-1. Fowler, 2 fastballs in succession there. Throwing fast here and getting a little bit of anger in the system. 3-1, comes down fast again, and that's going to be picked up there. Suda throws on earlier. Eddie juiced one away in second. Throws down to Dick Adams in first, and 2 away. Fowler throwing 3 hits in a row, though. Sanford struggling to get the bat. Finally does, and that just rolls rather lackadaisically out of Pete Suter at second. Eddie Juice shortstop comes in and gets the foresight on Jake Early. And then in time, down to the first base bag. So there's 2 outs. 2 plate appearances, 2 outs. 1 a walk, and then the double play to follow. So bases cleared, 2 away, back to the top of the order. Rogers' 18 RBI count isn't going to do much for him this time with clear bases. Fouls that one off. Fowler. Bring the knuckleball in at that one, although not a lot of movement on that one. Just getting himself a little bit. Wow, another fast, another through the zone there. Strike 2. Not of 2. Fowler pursuing the knuckleball these last 2 after a little bit of unhappy. Strike 3, swing and a miss there. And it is the 4th strikeout there. Sorry, it's the 5th strikeout there. Dick Fowler. Bob Dillinger, top of the order. Ground out and strikeout. Not being able to reach base. So, No runs, no hits, none left on base, no errors charged to the fielding either on the Athletics. And Dick Fowler has now, over 6 innings, faced just 19 batters. One left on base in the 4th, and that's about the only block on the card that we've got here. Just getting a note in as well from the other game that's taking place just now. Cleveland over in the Bronx. It's still 2 to the Yankees and none to the visiting Indians. Keep an eye on that one as well. Cleveland just half a game behind the Athletics, so Athletics will be looking to maintain that 3rd place with a win here and 4 runs on the board so far. They are managing just that. And there are 1, 2, 3. 7, 8, 9 in the order, so it's Pete Suter, Mike Majeski, Dick Fowler coming in there as well. And Pete Suter facing Cliff Fannin for 2nd time. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Packy still trying to find his rhythm this season, as I said, batting 198. Watches that one go past for strike 2. And him struck him out previously. Loading 2 comes down, and that's going to be hit back towards Petra Fannin. Messes in, Hitchcock picks that up as it rolls towards Jerry White. And that's going to be a run out at first. Grounder there, sharply hit by Suter. Bounces off Fannin's shoulder. He's just taking a moment to get his breath there. But Hitchcock coming in from second to cover that grounder. We just look over at our scorer. 1-4-3 being given on that one, and 1 away then from the Athletic here in the bottom of the 6th. They're 4 runs up, and our opponents still to get on the board. Hank Majeski steps in now. With Fannin just taking a moment or 2 previously after that little glancing touch there. And Majeski waits Fannin, and high contact. It's going out to the centre field. Doubles Zarilla on the run underneath that, and centre fielder catches that there. Fly ball going a little bit higher with a little less distance, and with that it's 2 up, 2 down. Six batters faced in the 5th. And now Cliff Fannin gets the chance to do the side in order as he faces a fellow pitcher for the 2nd time, Dick Fowler. Foul at the start of the name, and at the end of it there, as that one goes foul as well. Not on 1. Oh, of course, another World War II veteran himself, serving with Canada at the 48 Highlanders. The 1 goes ball to the goal low there, 1-1. And then you're wondering, did the 48 Highlanders dress as I think they dressed? Yes, they did. Fowler not showing the knees, wearing the long pants here. Well, 3 or 4 years in the World War II fields. Yeah, you can cover your knees if you want to. Oh, smartly hit there. That goes out down the left field line. Jeff Heath looking at that. catching that in the lights, but it's going to be caught by Heath there, as that is a 3 retired in order in the bottom of the 6th. 3 up, 3 down, so 0's across, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. There's another 0 in there that the Browns will be aware of, and that's no runs yet scored. Being held to the duck through 6 by Dick Fowler. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Ginny Hill can answer all your questions related to securing a mortgage and provide valuable information. A detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Ginny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? Okay, 1, 2, 3. As we go to the top of the 7th, and the St. Louis Browns looking to get off the board. It's going to be Ray Coleman, Jeff Heath, and Vern Stevens as your first, 2nd, and 3rd in the 7th. It's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the order. And it's Coleman opening up with ball 1. Dick Fowler still in pitching. No changes that I can see on the defence. And that's ball 2. Well, there's Knuckleball being a little bit wide on both of those. 2-0. Swing and foul. High and over. Buddy Rosar just looks at that one. Not even going to step back from my catcher's base to try and get that one there. So it's 2-1. Slight advantage to Coleman. Here's the 2-1 comes down, and that's going to be hit hard. Ground ball goes out of right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Ray Coleman puts himself on to first base. Browns have had 4 reaching base so far, 2 walks, 2 hits. But they've all been out. Put up pretty sharp. He's only one of them reaching, scoring in 2nd. Jeff Heath steps in now. 1 and 2 for the game so far. Fouls that one off. Heads towards the Browns dugout. 0-1. And we go 1-1 on that one coming down. Jeff Heath, as he said, massive early good record last year. Ball 2. 37 home runs, 85 RBIs. Fair to say, he's quite happy with last year's performance. We'd like to bring some of that now to the Browns. Watches that one go past for 3-1 on the ball. Runner at first, top of the 7th. 3 outs remaining. 3-1. Hits that one, goes down the right field again. Going past Dick Adams, Immobile sprinting in on that one. Deciding against the throw up to 2nd base, so that's going to be runners 1st and 2nd. Ray Coleman there. Reaching smartly in time. 2 batters faced, 2 hits so far for the Browns. 4 runs back, looking to make some action. Here in the 7th. No outs, runners at 1st and 2nd. Vern Stevens now coming in. And Ball one after a little moment or two there from Eddie Hurley. He's our home plate umpire. Al Hubbard out at first, Charlie Barry at second, and Weeper at third. Ball two. And Stevens, an impressive career. Mentioned earlier, 8 All-Stars appearances. 3-time RBI. Holder for the year. Fouls that one off, 2-1. And you get the feeling that he'd like to be at a team that isn't anchored 3.5 back from the second last place in the league. Watches that one, called second strike, so it's 2-2. Two comes in, and that's going to be hit high. Sam Chapman, one step forward, glove out, and in it goes. Runners stay at first and second. One away there. Chapman throwing the ball back in there. Much as the fans are hoping they would get another souvenir there. That would runners in first and second. But until you're really sure it's a dead ball, you want to keep them covered. Okay, Jerry Witt steps in there. Picked up the MVP award from the American Association from 1946. Not finding the form this year, just 153. Coming into the game today. And gets a ball one there. And ball two. Over Knuckleball. Getting around the outside low corner. And ball three coming down there as well, 3-0. A lot of shift on that one. It felt like it just sort of slipped out of the hand, 3-0. And that's into the glove, called strike, 3-1. Runners at first and second, one away here in top of the seventh. 3-1 count. Fouled off. So we're going to go full, 3-2-1. But not the defence, it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, it's Majeski sooner or later, but if you 3-2-1, if you did want the defence. Payoff pitch. It's going to be a walk there, and Dick Fowler hands on the hips there, but not as much of a nod to the umpire on that one. I get the feeling that's more on himself. Nazarilla comes in now. Al, call me Zeke. Fouls the first one off. Runners at first, second and third. Nazarilla is the go-ahead, is the tying run. Go-ahead on deck is going to be Billy Hitchcock. Bases loaded on a 0-1 count. Nazarilla looking to make a difference here. Open up the scoring if at all possible. Swing, and that's going to go high there. It is going to be caught out there in centre field as Chapman comes in, throws that one in for the relay throw, but with the bases loaded, that's going to be a sac fly as we get Ray Coleman home for the first run for the St. Louis Browns off that one. Jeff Heath makes it over to third base, and it's just going to be Jerry Witt. Really need to rub this bit off the scoreboard. Okay, situationally, 1 run to the good. Runners at the corners. As we welcome in Billy Hitchcock. Ground out twice. Once in the short throwing over, once unassisted at third. So we get strike looking. It's called strike, not on one. Fowler really under the first bit of pressure as the batters so far in this game. 2 out, runners at the corners. And that's going to be a 1-1 count. Hitchcock is the go-ahead run here. No, sorry, it's the tying run here. Go-ahead is Jake Harley on deck. Fouls that one off for 1 and 2. Two out so far, runner at third, runner at first. And that one's going out of right field. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to bring Heath home. And that's going to be Witt up to second. And an RBI single there for Billy Hitchcock. It's going to be 10 RBIs for the season. And that cuts the deficit from 4-0 as we open. 4-1 from Ray Coleman getting over. Now Jeff Heath getting over. So it's a 4-2 game. Runners first and second. 2 away though. And the go-ahead run is going to be Jake Harley coming up to the plate. Been playing the game for 9 years. Wily catcher, batting left-handed, steps in from the right-hand side. Watches that one go past for a called strike 1. Fowler getting that knuckleball, just almost dropping in and climbing back up again. Really gets ready, big swing there, and that's going shallow in right field. Almavallo stepping underneath that one and taking that one as well. So that's the side retired. But it is 2 on the board. 2 runs there, coming off 3 hits for the St. Louis Browns, taking them to 2 for the whole game. Athletics 2 left on base though. They'll maintain the lead as they go into the bottom of the 7th. It's a 4-2 game, and you all know the drill. Let's see, 7th inning, get a warm drink, because there's no glass here in front of the commentary booth. Stretch there, we shall pause for station identification. Welcome back to Shibe Park. Here, Ewan Spence behind the microphone as the St. Louis Braves chop the lead of the Philadelphia Athletics. It's a 2 to the Browns, 4 to the Athletics so far, but we are getting the top of the order now for the Athletic as they look to push ahead on that lead, and the St. Louis defence doing their best to keep as close as possible. Eddie Juice, Brian Koski and Almavallo is going to be a 1-2-3, and Eddie Juice sees strike 1. Cliff Fannin remains on the bump for the Browns. Certainly having a stronger game than Fred Sanford, who's the opening pitcher and still on the hook for the loss. And that's going to go ball low for 1-1. And we're going to get a foul off for 1-2 there from Eddie Juiced. Coming in 2-16 for the season. Although we're on a 2-for-2 game here with a walk in the first as well, so somebody who's better at the numbers can see where he's going on that one. It's a 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 comes cold, strike 3. And just the second strikeout there for the Browns. Coming off Cliff Fannon's arm, so 1 away. And it's like just the 1 run through. Do welcome Barney Mikowski. 1 for 2 with the sack bunt in there as well. And swing and a miss there for strike 1. And ball 1. So 1 and 1. As we go through there. And we're ball 2 on that one there. Cliff Fannin goes a bit high on that one. Not really got a hold of the vertical. So the horizontal play is the inside out. There's serving him a little bit better there. Oh, so that one goes inside. So it's 3 and 1. Koski just leaning back very slightly there. 3 and 1. Fouled back in. Oh, bounced around places. Well, he's still at home, so we've got to see that's going to be put down as a strike. Yep, 3 and 2. And the payoff comes down, and that's going to be hit high. Zarilla's going to be on the run to come in from the centre field to catch that one. Dives and catches into the glove on the running catch. And 2 away there. Cliff Fannin managed to 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. His team put another 2 on, and now he's 2 up, 2 down and facing El Navallo. There's a walk, sack bunt, and then intentionally walked. Plus 1 and 2 on the card for the game today, as he lets that go behind for ball 1. Hearing a little bit of action coming through from Yankee Stadium. We'll get that confirmed for you in a second, as that goes foul. 0 and 2. Ball 1 for the 1 and 2. And of course, Slovakia batting 260 for the season, 4 home runs, 24 RBI, but nobody on base with the 2 out so far. Hits that, that's going to be line drive and a base hit. And gets him out there to first base. There's overrun and trips going past first base. Stephen Valtergi, those ready to turn the corner. Base hit going through there, and all the slipperiness there from Valo happening after that. Actually, that's the second stumble out there on first base. Shine Park, slightly more unusual than it is. It's got a little bit of sand and dirt around the first and third base horns. As Dick Adams comes in, the teammate up on first. Fouls his first one for a 0 and 1 there. Philadelphia Athletics up by 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Snowy Browns put another 2 on the board. 4-2 game here. Browns already 1 up in this 2-game series. Yes, that goes for ball 1. Counts 1 and 1. And there's ball 2. Ricky lets that one go past and gets ahead in the count. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And that's going to be called strike 3. And now with that, side is retired in the bottom of the 7th. Three strikeouts so for Cliff Fannin. One hit coming out of that inning, but one left on base to show for it, so Fannin will be happy to get out of there. And the rest of the offense will know. Well, they put up 2 in the last one, they just need to put 2 or 3 up in this one, and the game will go back towards them. When you're looking for a new home, why not find a friend who just happens to know the housing market better than the back of her hand? Ginny Hill can answer all questions related to securing a mortgage and provide valuable information, a detailed summary of the schools, nearby amenities and testimonials of your new neighbourhood. Pop in to see Ginny at 57 Main Street. How's this weekend for you? 6 outs remaining for the St. Louis Browns to catch and overhaul the Philadelphia Athletics if they want to take this 2-game series. 1 up so far. A couple of changes on the board for you. We welcome Ross Christopher to the mound. And Dick Fowler there. Coming off a 7-inning pitch there. 5 hits on there, just allowing 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts sitting in there as well. And he's got the win on the pegs so far. He's got a pinch hitter coming in now for Cliff Fannin, so that's going to be Cliff's game over. We will get the line for you in a moment, but we are going to welcome in Joe Schultz, who's a lefty batter, but only 091 for the year. Well, it's the first one to go past him, and watch as it go for ball 1. As that comes in high from Ross Christopher. Everybody Rosar doing the catching. And Christopher picking up the pace slightly there, but it's going to be ball 2. And fouled off there. And that comes fresh ball in from Eddie Hurley. Mr. gets ready, hurls to another. I'm going to get the lights. What do the lights say? 2-2. Kenny's equal high on Joe Schultz, pinch hitting here in the 9th spot for the Browns. Watches that one go by and fills up the count. 3-2. Ross Christopher. A little bit of a fastball expert, just going to be messing with the eyelids for those who aren't pinch hitting. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And first batter faced, strikeout there for Ross Christopher as we go back to the top of the order. Bob Dillinger comes in now. Ground out, strikeout so far. And opens up with called strike 1, not on 1. Back to Christopher. Strikes off one from Buddy Rosar, the catcher. Makes the second. Foul! And bounces on the ground and into the first base dugout there. Christopher, I think, wanting that one again. Oh, pitch goes down low for 1-2. Pace coming in there. And there's ball 2, still low. So count is equal high, 2-2. Inside by the looks of it. 3 and 2. Count goes full. Second full count for Ross Christopher here. Payoff comes down. Contact made. There we are. And that's a slow. Picks up comfortably. Eddie Juiced. And runs that down to Dick Adams there. Shortstop over to first base. 6-3. 2 away. Ross Christopher keeping the bases empty. Ray Coleman comes in now. Native of Northern California. That was the lumberjack. Dick Fowler will just be sitting there going, yeah, you might be a lumberjack, but I'm the actual Canadian, so there you go. Ball 1 comes down there on Ray Coleman. Let's see, 2 for 3 so far in the game for Ray. 2 singles to open up the... Ball 2 comes in there, open up with the ground out. Then a single, and then a single and getting the run in the last inning. That was run number 2. Browns are on 2, Athletics on 4. There's ball 3. Top of the 8th here. Tying run remains on deck for St. Louis Browns. And ball 4 there as the walk is drawn from Coleman. So, third time up at first base for this game as we welcome Jeff Heath to the play at the tying run. And that goes ball 1. Brings himself ahead in the count as well. Comes down ball 2. Christopher. Pacing the ball, pacing the play. He swings and misses there on that one. Count goes 2 and 1. Watches that one. Ball 3, 3 and 1. Runner at first, Ray Coleman. That'll cut the deficit in half. Heath is the go ahead. And hits that 3 and 1 high. Sam Chapman running underneath that one, and Sam Chapman picks that one up there, but it not for bounces in front of the ground, rallies that down. Hat Majeski covers third base on that one, but it is not going to be in time. 5 or 6 paces short. Ray Coleman moves himself over to third base and 90 feet away. Majeski holding the ball, will stop. An RBI coming through there for Jeff Heath. As it is, he's going to get a stand-up double. Long head over the head of Eddie Houston short of Sam Chapman running in to get that one. And Stephen steps in now, and Christopher throws wide, and that's expected. I think we're getting another intentional here. And throwing out wide to the side there again, yeah. There's ball 3, and the Athletics are going to load up the bases. And there we go there. 1, 2, and 3. Vern Stevens at first, Jeff Heath at second. Ray Coleman at third. It's 2 away though, so it'll be an any bag situation. Ross Christopher needs to keep the control here as he faces Jerry White. Whoop, Jerry Whitty. Jerry White. Somebody tell me what that's going to do there. Ball 1, by the way. Wait. Okay, right that. Ball 1, ball 2. Ross Christopher behind in the count once more. And but he's filled every count so far in this inning. Cold strike, you'll be glad of that one. It's 2-1. Witt still ahead in the count. This just takes a moment, glances around all 3 bases. They're all loaded. No steal potentially except at home, and he's keeping an eye on that one. Ball 3. 3 and 1. Louis Browns, the time runs up at second, the go-ahead's at first. And White swings on that one and is going high. Short stops underneath that one. Juiced is going to get that one at short. And with that, the side is retired, and Juiced throws that one into the field of faces down the third base line. Fly ball out to short for the third out off the top of the eighth. So St. Louis Browns not able to cut the deficits. 4 runs to the Athletics, 2 to the Browns. Athletics due to take to the batter's box as we go into the bottom of the eighth, protecting a 2-run lead. Final result of that game, by the way, over in Bronx. Got that for you now. And that game, Cleveland Indians not able to get anything on the board, shut out by the Yankees. Yankees putting out an insurance run in the bottom of the eighth there. So final is Indians 0, Yankees 3. Still want to have my Scottish voice, want to say Indians 0, Yankees 3. This is not football, soccer. I'm getting so tied up. We head into the bottom of the eighth here. Athletics defense held strong in the top of the eighth, so it's a 2-run lead for the Philadelphia Athletics. We've got a couple of changes going on here as well, as we are going to welcome in Glenn Mulder, pitching for the Browns. And he's heading to Sam Chapman, who's on a 1-for-1 game with 2 walks, and throws down a called strike 1. So gets ahead early in the count. A little bit of pace on the arm there as we get strike 2 called. 0-2 on Sam Chapman. Fouls that one off, a little bit of heat. Pushes that one foul down the right hand side. We're going to stay at 0-2. And that's going to be ball 1, comes in there. And Mulder going high on that one. Likely just trying to work out what strike zone that he's dealing with. There's a habit of going up, down, up, down, up, down. So there's ball 2, and it's going down as well. So count is equal high, 2-2. If I'm thinking Mulder's going to throw high, Chapman's going to think he's going to throw high, so he'll do something different. Unless he knows that Chapman knows he's going to throw high, so he's going to go and do something different there, as that's an off speed. But falls out of the zone, 3-2. Chapman's eyes doing the work. The bat stays steady, so it's a full count, 3-2. Mulder's payoff comes down, and that's going to go past Bob Dillinger, and that is going to be a base hit down the left field line. So opening batter reaches base. Buddy Rosar comes in now. The All-Star with 8 RBIs coming into the game. Alright, now he's 0 for 3. And goes behind in the count again. Watches that one go past for a 0-1. Mulder just giving a little squeeze on the ball between the fists. Winds up, fastball through the middle. Called strike 2. Further ahead in the count now. Second time he's seen her 0-2. And that's going low for ball 1. Athletics looking to build up as much of a lead as possible here. They've got 2 on the board so far. Ball 2, that one goes low again, so count is equal high, 2-2. Now the 2-2 comes down, and that's going to be bunted down. Picked up there by Mulder, throws over Hitchcock covering first base there, and that's going to be the run out at first. But sacrifice is done as we get Sam Chapman into scoring position up there in second. On for sack. Pete Suter steps in now. 0 for 3 so far. 2 ground out strikeout. Ground out so far. First time facing Karen Mulder. And gets ahead in the count. 1-0 as that one goes high. Carries on there. Mulder does that squeeze of the ball in the hand again. And called strike one. Count goes equal low. 1-1. Now back again. I wonder if there's a tail in that squeeze. Fast down. Foul. Away we go. Up and over. 1-2. One out so far. Runner at second for the Philadelphia Athletics. Up by 2. Comes down cold, strike 3. And 2 away so far. Sam Chapman still up there at second base. And Majeski comes in to 33 RBI, and that's a wide. It's going to be a. Oh, they're not taking any breaths in this intentional walk, are they? There we go, runners at first and second. First place going on here with 2 away. So with that we're going to have pitcher coming in now. You've got to fancy this matchup if you're the Browns. Ross Christopher. First time facing Lan Mulder in this game. And Mulder throws that one high for ball 1. It's 1-0, runners at first and second, 2 away. Phillies up by 2 in the bottom of the 8th, looking to extend that lead if at all possible. It's 1-0, and that's hit straight back towards Mulder. Picks that up, tosses it over. Jerry Witt takes that up there. And with that side is retired, and we are through 8 innings, and it's 4 to the Athletics and 2 to the St. Louis Browns. St. Louis Browns are going to come in at the top of the 9th, and they are going to have 3 outs, and they're going to have to find 2 runs to keep this game going any further, if at best they can. Philadelphia Athletics will be looking to block them and go away and split this 2-game series, and that will keep them ahead of the Cleveland score. And Cleveland's fell to the Yankees, so it's a chance for the Athletics to get another half game ahead of their 4th place in the American League, if possible. Who've they got to defend? Let me have a look at the Browns. Browns are going to be looking at Al Zarella, who is 0 for 3. Billy Hitchcock, who's 1 for 3. And Jake Early, who's 0 for 2. So, the 6, 7, 8 of the order is probably going to be one of the orders that you'd be quite liking to see. Ross Christopher is coming back out on the mound. He's going to at least start off the top of the 9th here. Browns down by 2. They've got to do some action, otherwise they are going to be sent home without the bottom of the 9th appearing, and it's going to be swinging strike 1. Oh, and Al Zarella there for a 0-1. Crowd starting to get antsy there, is fouled off there. Crowd realising we're in the top of the 9th there, so it's a 0-2. There's a sacrifice fly previously, but other than that, no sort of productivity goes there. Hits that high one there and is going over third base. Caught Eddie Just watches his third base. Hank Majeski throw that one over to Adams at first. So there you are. There is one away. 2 outs left for the Browns to do something. Billy Hitchcock comes in 1 for 3. Christopher's wanting to make fast work of this one. Throws down, gets ahead in the count. Not one. Throw back. Shakes off that one from catcher Buddy Rozar. And that's going to go ball low. 1-1. Takes that one back. Athletics crowd here, feeling that there is a victory in the glass that will take them above 500 in the league. And it's eventually called a ball. I think there was a little bit of a lifting up Buddy Rosard trying to get the strike given to him by Eddie Hurl. He's behind home plate. He's got some players with temperament, but nothing there as we get ball 3. Low once more from Christopher. Anytime you want to change the eye line, this is the time you want to change the eye line. It's a 3-1. Christopher to Ross. And hits that one straight away. Bounce in front of Eddie Used over to Dick Adams at first there. Shortstop and first combines that one. 5-3 followed by a 6-3, and that's it. It is a 1 to go. Just the one out left. Jake Early. No runners on for St. Louis Browns. There's been a 26 out so far. The crowd are at their feet for Christopher, and Christopher throws that one down, and it's called on strike 1. And crowd in their feet on this one there. Just waiting for a little bit more as the pitch is going through, and hit is made, and that's going up high. It's going to shortstop. He's underneath it. Eddie Juice is going to take that, and that there is your game. 4 out to shortstop there, and we have the win of the game and the indication out to the crowd as we're going through comfortably there. Everybody waves that off there. So 2-1 rally in the 7th. Not enough there for St. Louis to catch up there, and our visitors there gonna go home with a split series. 12-3 to St. Louis Browns last night, and now it's 4-2 to the Athletics here in the Shibe Park Stadium. A game that opened up with the Athletic immediately taking the lead with Eddie Juice and Barney McCoskey as the opening batters, both drawing lots and then getting themselves all the way around. Another walk from Hank Jaski in the second, and running over, and then an RBI single from Eddie Juice again, getting on the 3rd run, going in the 5th inning. A little bit of hard work there going through, but Vallo, after an intentional walk, getting himself all the way around, and that was the 4th run. Browns catching up there in the 7th, being held to just the 1 extra batter through 6 by Dick Fowler, but 2 singles of Fowler to open up the 7th, allow Ray Coleman and Jeff Heath to get themselves round onto the home plate as well for 2 runs, but that was not enough there. So your final numbers across the board: St. Louis Browns, they're going to get 1 hour charge to them, 6 hits and 2 runs. Philadelphia Athletic, nice clean defense, 1 extra hit on there, but 2 extra runs, 7 hits, 4 runs there. And that game, just to confirm that once again, over there in the Bronx, Yankees winning that one 3-0 over the Indians. You can have that one there. Okay, so that is there for a night of baseball here, as half the lights get turned off here, and reminding everybody that they've all got homes to go to here. Ewan Spence here, high above Shibe Park, hoping one day that I'll get a bit of glass in front of me. But for now, final score: St. Louis Browns 2, Philadelphia Athletics 4. So it's Sally with the weather next, giving us everything to look forward to tomorrow. So, Sally, what can we expect from Philadelphia? Is the heat going to stay?
1947 was the first year that Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics would post a winning record since 1933. 78 wins and 76 losses would see them finish 5th, 19 games behind the New York Yankees. The St. Louis Browns would prop up the table 38 games behind, on 59 and 95. During the 1947 season, St. Louis Browns' Jeff Heath would hit a home run in every American League ballpark. He would be traded to the Boston Braves for the following year and hit a home run in every National League ballpark during 1948, becoming the first player to achieve this feat across both leagues. The Athletics' Eddie Joost would escape his batting slump after he was diagnosed with astigmatism and decided to ignore the stereotypes of the day to wear glasses while playing. He was part of the legendary 1949 defence that turned 219 double plays in a single season, which remains the all-time record to this day. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, that was our story of the game. We thank Crafting the Call, Retro Sheet and Sports Reference. This is Classic Baseball Radio on KCBR. classicbaseballradio.neocities.org.